All right, now we are here with round 3. This is the final round that we have recorded, and we're going to see heroes on the left versus ninjas on the right. Should be an interesting matchup. We saw heroes in our last round too. Our same player, Ant, back playing the hero deck, and we're going to see ninja starting things off here in game 1. Now, my brother plays ninjas. I'm not very familiar with how they work, but my brother has played them, and he really likes the deck. So I apologize if I don't know all the names that well, but he reveals a Mitsu after setting a card and then passes with 2 back row. And you could see that our hero player here taking a read of Mitsu. And they move the life to the middle, that way everyone can see it, which is nice. Hopefully that was nice for everybody watching, being able to see that. Usually that's kind of an added bonus, but we're seeing hero lives, so it's going to half those life points. And we're not seeing a chain, so hero lives will indeed resolve, which is great for the hero player. Stratos is going to activate in just a moment, I'm sure. I think Mitsu negates that, I believe. And I believe that's Tabari that was flipped up. Yeah, I know some of the names of these cards, but not all of them. But normal summons another Stratos and is going to use that Stratos' effect. And that is one of the... I really don't know what that is. I know it's the quick play spell, but I don't remember exactly what it does. Like I said, I'm not too familiar with all the ninja cards. Seems interesting, but yeah, I'm not the pro when it comes to that deck. But I believe that was Green Ninja or something like that he got off of it. Looks like he had that set. And now we're going to see some thinking going on here. When you're in these situations too, where you have to read everything, it's very, very important to be cognizant of what your opponent has used, what they haven't used, things like that. So now a contact fuse. I don't know the name of this one. Don't even ask me. The fusions, I do not know their names at all. But we see a Ferris going to hand off of the Stratos. And hero players just checking out the fusion, which is in the extra monster zone. That's very important to note. Ferris pitching a Shadow Mist, which that's really good for the hero player. So really can't complain about that. All right, so Ferris comes out. And... okay, so I think he's just checking, making sure he knows what everything's doing here. I think he's trying to determine the chain links, and the ninja player is just checking to see what everything does too. It's always a shock to me, and people don't know what the hero cards do. I don't play heroes, but I'm very, very familiar with them. Heroes has been around forever, and a lot of the stuff has not changed in the last several years. There's obviously, slight little nuances, but nothing crazy. But he imperms the Ferris. I'm surprised he didn't imperm the second Stratos, because I feel like that would have been better. But now I believe the Shadow Mist still has to search here, I think. We'll see in a second, depending on what he does. And the other ninja card that's hit the board here, I believe, is Geo, which I think can set 2 or something like that. He adds Plasma, which is really good. So both Stratoses get set here with the Geo, which is pretty strong. And now the 3 hero cards are going away, and Plasma's coming out, and it is stealing the fusion. That is insane. Absolutely insane. Very, very strong, and that's going to make for quite the quite the board breaker too, and it's going to essentially shut down Ninjas. But we see a back row getting set now, and a pass of the turn, and Ninja player draws for turn. I don't know if he has much that he can do though, honestly. You know, Plasma is essentially a walking skill drain for your opponent's field. So outing it is actually not that easy. And that's favorite contact. Looks like he's got the materials in hand. I think it's favorite contact or favorite fusion, something like that. I also am not too familiar with the name of that card. But we're seeing, I believe that's Sunrise coming down. And Sunrise will probably trigger here, which gets Ash Blossomed. Okay. So we don't get that search, but now Hero draws for turn and attacks with the Plasma, which then the Sunrise activates, and the Plasma hits direct. That's going to be, I think that was, how much? 3150, I think. Yeah, 3150 that he took. And then probably another, 25 or something like that, maybe more. They had to check on our ruling real quick. I was sitting next to the camera, so I do check stuff for them if, they have a question. And there's another 2,900 it looked like. So there's the scoop from Ninjas in game 1. We are now moving on to our game 2 with Heroes, taking game 1. Here we are going into game number 2. And we're going to see Ninjas starting off. I'm just kind of looking at his hand. We can see some trap cards, a good amount of trap cards there. We're seeing 4 back row and a pass. Wow, okay. Yeah, we're just seeing, a huge back row, or a Feather Duster would be great. Or a Lightning Storm, something like that. Let's see. Okay, they were just confirming which zone is open or is zone closest to the Ninja player's extra deck. Normal's Leviathan attempts to activate the effect that gets met with a Veiler. And then the mass change is activated, and it targets the Vion. Which Ninja player's thinking for a second here. Lets it go through. And there's the Shadow Mist. Now, I think I can't remember, this was a couple weeks ago, a few weeks back. I think the Hero player, if they had just chained the mass change to the Veiler, they could have just resolved the Vion. I don't think that they did that. But he normals, the turn went back to Ninja player here. He went Hanzo, and then that got hit with an Ash. And now he's using the trap, which I think that's multiplication or duplication or something like that. And he's going to try and summon out some Ninjas from his deck. And what are we going to see here? There's a Mitsu. It's a Tabari. And another Tabari. So 2 Tabaris and a Mitsu. Ninjas is a really cheap deck too. You can build it for virtually nothing, which is actually fairly impressive. And I believe the Megatons made it even cheaper, which is even more insane. But now Ninja player is going for Link Summon. I believe that's Saizo, or maybe it's another Hanzo. I don't know. I can't remember all these names. But we're seeing a Nibiru get activated here. The Hanzo was 1, and then 3 off of the trap, and then the Link Summon would make it 5. Yeah, because Hanzo's 1, plus 3 is 4, and the Link is 6. So the mid coming down here. They probably play defense position.
And then what about the Tabari? 0, he's a 0/0.
And Ninja player's thinking, but I don't think he has very much left. I think that was kind of pretty much the end of the line there. And Hero player draws, flips up the Dark Claw. Normal Stratos. Stratos, such a good card, even in 2023. Like, everyone always talks about how, like, oh, this is like the Stratos card of my deck. Well, now you're seeing Stratos actually do what Stratos really does. And now you understand why everyone refers to cards in their deck as the Stratos of the deck. Now we see a Ferris activating, which is good. He pitched a Maui off of that, which is insane. So Ferris is probably going to resolve. Let's see. There's an Imperm on the Ferris. I feel like Imperming Ferris is not, like, it's okay, but the Stratos is so much better to Imperm. That's double cross. He's going to bring back the Mally, and then he's going to get the effect of double cross, tributing it to Search, I believe. What do you see? Let's see something good. I think he was looking at a Shadow Mist and went past it. He goes with a Stratos. Okay, sure. Shuffling everything up, banishes the Mally, and now gets the special. So Mally hit the board. All right. Where things are going to start to get interesting. And now he swings at the token, which I believe had really low defense. Hits for 3k, hits for, I believe, 16, and then hits for 24. Bringing his opponent down to 1,000 life points. It's pretty good. Goes for a summon of Plasma. He tributed a Nib. Well, it gets Judgmented anyways. I don't know if we contribute the Nib for Plasma. I'm not sure. I thought it had to be 3 heroes. Maybe it's just the monster. I don't know. But Ninja player sets a monster and then passes back to the hero player, and he scoops and hero wins.